Okay, today our topic is about internal and external value of money. What do you mean by internal value of money? That means the purchasing power of money within our country. That how much goods and services each currency note is able to buy. So, how can we say the internal value of money is going to fall? Whenever there is inflation rate is increasing in the country. So, what happens? The purchasing power of money or internal value of money will fall within the country. Now, more money is chasing a few goods and services in the basket of consumers or households. So, internal value of money, its purchasing power within the country. So that tells us how many goods and services money is able to buy at current year price level. When prices are going to rise or prices are going to change, it will also change what? The internal value or purchasing power of money. What is the external value of money? That is our exchange rate. Okay, how much a country's currency is able to, how many units of each our currency units will be equal to the foreign currency. That is the external value of money. So, for example, do you think these two values, internal and external values, are correlated with each other? Is there any relationship between these two values? Like if there is change in the internal value of money, do you think it will also change our value of money in our international market or external value? So it has the relationship. How? First of all, we see whenever there is inflation in the country, so it will decrease its purchasing power. Now people will switch over to imported goods. Okay? When our economy is suffering from inflationary pressure, people will not be buying more of the domestically produced goods, rather they will switch over to imported goods. At the same time, our export prices will also increase. So foreigners are not going to buy from us. So it means when our people are importing so many goods, so our currency supply international market will increase, and when foreigners they are not buying our goods as our exports are declining, therefore demand of our currency will also decrease. So it has made our external value weaker, okay, due to internal purchasing power of money to decrease. Now see over here, I talk about, suppose we are taking quantity of dollars over here. This is the dollar market. For example, we are not in Pakistan but we are in USA, and this is the pound within which we are finding the exchange rate. Okay. Now this is the demand of dollars. This is the supply of dollars. So when American people they are suffering from inflation, so Americans will switch over to buy the goods from England. As a result, demand of dollars, supply of dollars in international market will increase. When American people, US residents, they are spending more money to buy the imported goods. So their supply of dollars in international market will increase. Now, if American prices of the goods are increasing, so their exports are also decreasing due to inflation. Clear? So the demand of dollars will also decrease as less of the exports of USA are demanded by the foreigners due to high prices. Now we can see if previously this was the exchange rate, for example, it was 0.8 pound for each dollar. Now its exchange rate has gone to 0.6 pound per dollar. So what happened? Pound has been appreciated whereas the dollar is depreciated due to domestic inflation in USA. Okay. So when dollar was losing its internal value or its purchasing power within the country, it's also becoming weaker in international market due to decrease in the demand of dollar in international market as less of exports are made from USA, and at the same time US residents they are spending their income on buying the goods from other country, so their supply of dollar in international market will increase. So we find this thing that this is the internal value of dollar which was decreased due to inflation, but it has affected the external value of dollar as well. It has made the dollar weaker in international market. Clear or not? Okay. Now, do you think there is going to be a relationship between inflation and balance of payment? Definitely there is a relation. How? When there is going to be inflationary pressure, if our domestic price level is going to be higher than the other country's price level. Clear? So our exports will decline and imports will increase and our trade account will move into deficit. So inflation is causing, it depends upon the relative rate of inflation. So inflation is causing what? A change in our balance of payment conditions due to change in our trading of goods and services in international market due to inflation. So inflation is also going to affect the external value of money, and it is also going to affect the balance of trade or ultimately the balance of payment. And on the other side we can also see when there is inflation in the country, do you think it will also affect unemployment? How? Is there any relationship found between inflation rate and unemployment rate? Suppose there is going to be demand pull inflation in the country. If demand, aggregate demand shifts rightward, that means more goods and services are demanded by the people of the country. So when more goods are demanded, the firms will be hiring more workers. So when they are hiring more workers, unemployment will fall. Okay, this is the demand. So now I am going to teach you about Phillips curve. What it is? What is Phillips curve? Phillips curve shows it has two main types. One is called short run Phillips curve, another is called long run. So in short run, what is happening? In short run, inflation, actually Phillips curve shows what? Phillips curve shows the relationship between inflation and unemployment. What does it show? It shows a relationship between inflation and unemployment. So during short run there is inverse relationship. During short run there is inverse relationship between inflation and unemployment. Therefore, we can say the Phillips curve will be downward sloping during the short run. But this is the Keynesian thought actually. So they say that during the short run, if there is going to be inflation, it will cause a decrease in unemployment as aggregate demand in the country is increasing. Therefore, more labor will be demanded by the firms and unemployment will fall. So here I am drawing the Phillips curve. Here I am taking unemployment in terms of percentage and here inflation rate. Inflation in terms of percentage. So this is how we say, this is a Phillips curve. Whenever there is more inflation, there is less unemployment. What it is? More goods are demanded by the people of the country, more labor will be hired by the farmers. And more workers are, look here, I show you the back end phenomena. Here I am taking aggregate demand, and this is what the aggregate, long run aggregate supply. So you can see first this was the aggregate demand. Okay, this should be the upward sloping. I have drawn the long run. I should draw a short run aggregate supply curve. See over here, this is the real GDP and this is the price level. Now this is the aggregate demand, this is the short run aggregate supply. So when government spending has increased, aggregate demand will increase. So what is happening in the product market? Output is increasing, real GDP is increasing, but the prices are also going to increase. Clear? Now this increase in aggregate demand will have, here I am taking labor and here I am taking wages. This is the labor demand, this is the labor supply. When aggregate demand shifts rightward, what happened to the labor demand? This is the aggregate. You can say aggregate labor demand it is, not in the micro level. We say when aggregate demand of labor, rather we say aggregate demand of labor. Now it shifts rightward. So see over here, wages are increasing and employment is also increasing. So when employment increases, it means unemployment will decrease. Actually flips, the person flips, he found the relationship between wages and unemployment. Rather to write over here inflation, that was found later on that the same relation is also existing between inflation and unemployment. But the actual work done by Phillips was the relationship between wages and employment or wages and unemployment. So when wages are increasing due to increase in aggregate demand of labor, there is decrease in unemployment. So same was found with inflation and unemployment. Okay? In your MCQs, they gave a diagram where it will be written wage rate instead of inflation. So more or the same thing, the same relationship is existing between wages and unemployment or inflation and unemployment. So when I said when inflation is increasing, there is going to be less unemployment, and when inflation is decreasing, what happens? What happens now? There will be more unemployment. So it shows what? There is inverse relationship. There is inverse relationship between inflation and unemployment in the short run, not in the long run. Follow my point or not? Now what is this? I have intersected the horizontal axis at this point. So this is the natural rate of unemployment which is present at zero rate of inflation. At zero rate of inflation, when unemployment is existing, that is called what? Natural rate of unemployment. Clear? Now, I want to draw in front of you the long run Phillips curve. This is according to Keynesian thought. Keynes said, the Keynesian economists they say there is going to be inverse relationship between inflation and unemployment, but this relationship was challenged by the other school of thought, the new classical thought. They say this will not be true for long run. Why is it not true? Why is it not true in the long run? They said whenever government spending has increased during the short run, what happens? Now I am going to draw, here I am taking unemployment in terms of percentage, and here I am taking what? Inflation in terms of percentage. So this is what a short-run Phillips curve. Now, how much inflation is unemployment is present? You can say 8% is right now the natural rate of unemployment at zero rate of inflation. Government wants to reduce it. What government will do? It will increase government spending and taxes are reduced, like the reflationary fiscal policy adopted. So, due to this, what happens? Federal government will borrow money. When they are going to borrow money, money supply will increase in the country. Clear? So the real profit of the firms will decrease as prices are increasing by more rate. According to monetarist thought, they have main problem in the form of inflation in the country, and that depends upon the erratic changes in the money supply. So when money supply is increasing, the general price level will increase. Due to increase in general price level, real profit of the firms will decrease. Okay? So do you think what is happening now along the short-run Phillips curve? Now government has this government is going to bear 4% inflation rate in order to reduce unemployment to 5% from 8%. Please, first of all, be attentive, understand it then right. Government tried to reduce unemployment, but at the cost of inflation in the short run. So when expectations are reformed, like real profit of the firms that is decreasing, do you think those firms will increase investment or decrease investment? They will decrease, they will lay off some of the workers because their real profit is decreasing. Okay? So as a result, there is going to be a rightward shift of the Phillips curve in the coming period. This is short-run Phillips curve 1. This is short-run Phillips curve 2. So now you can see now the same 8% of unemployment. Amen. Same 8% of unemployment is present at 4% inflation rate instead of 0 inflation rate. Clear? So in the next year again government spending is increased. Now there is going to be 8% inflation. Government again tried to reduce this unemployment by increasing its spending. Again money supply will increase in the country. Again Phillips curve will have a rightward shift again. Now the same unemployment is existing but with high rate of inflation. But this process will be keeping on as money supply is continuously to increase due to increase in government financing in the country. So we find that in the long run the Phillips curve will be vertical. What it is? Phillips curve. Now unemployment and inflation are both increasing. They are coexisting due to increasing money supply. So this is called expectation augmented. Expectation augmented. Long run Phillips curve. Phillips curve. Like during long run, when expectations are reformed by the workers, by the entrepreneurs, so unemployment instead of decreasing, it is also increasing. It is called stagflation. What do you mean by stagflation? Stagflation means now inflation and unemployment are coexisting. They are coexisting. So during long run, the Phillips curve will become vertical. It is monetarist phenomena. Monetarists, they are saying when money supply is going to increase, it will cause inflationary pressure. So government should not intervene. Otherwise, what will happen? Economy will have acceleration in its inflation rate when continuously money supply is increasing in the country and government is having deficit financing. Why is it happening? It is due to when government is borrowing too much money from the commercial banks. So what happens? It will reduce the availability of loans for the private sector. So as a result, interest rate on loans will increase and firms are not interested to invest. As their real profit is also decreasing, interest rate is increasing, price level is also increasing. Therefore, unemployment will be the result. Instead of reducing unemployment by using rephasing fiscal policy, due to change in the money supply in the country, in the long run, both inflation and unemployment will be coexisting. That's all for today.